Good morning. This is Wednesday, the 2nd, 5 a.m. Today's fraud alert is regarding grants and fraudulent loans. There are various companies out there. I will have that information for you in other segments and other fraud alerts that I do have coming out regarding there's a company that's going around sending it from the government. It's a Magic Jack phone. It's a variation of different tactics of phones, a common scheme that most companies that have no legitimacy to them use these type of tactics. I've seen it firsthand. We're sitting here, we have a company that's saying that if you pay $210, and it's normally, and I don't mean to miss any informities or insulting anyone, but it has to be said, it's a foreign voice, sounding like a Midwestern voice, voice from, I would say, from overseas, basically. I'll use that definition. They're telling you that if you put in for this money, that the government has grant money out there for you. Well, with today's social media people, the Right to Know Act is still a federal law. And as Americans, we're blessed that we have the right of research. And as I said to you when I started taking the Chance Against Fraud campaign, that I vowed to give you the truth and give you the bottom line story to situations as I investigate them myself. This company is totally fraudulent. Their intent is to, if you imagine, I wish I had a calculator right here, but if you could do 10,000 times 210, 250, that's a lot of money. Imagine, it's a lot of money. It's millions. And they're doing this on a weekly basis, and they're targeting people who are in more desperate situations. Because what they'll do is they'll tell you, oh, you definitely, and first of all, the fact is, no one should be able to force you to stay on the phone if you don't want to hear it, the information. There is nothing where you have to stay on the phone. And then they will call you back and they will bombard you to the point where they'll try to make you feel guilty that you hung up. The first steps is to notify your Better Business, or also notify the authorities. Get it on record. So that way, possibly, if they are harassing you, the authorities can run a tracer on it. Third, the names are normally fraudulent, so take the name down anyway. And I tell you, one of the smartest things you can do, so record a conversation. Let them know, hey, is it okay if I record a conversation if this is an honest grant? 9 out of 10 times, they'll go into a dialect of their own. They'll tell you to hold on, and they'll tell you, and they'll hang the phone up. It don't be a mistake. They'll hang it up. I've done that with them at least 4 or 5 times because I wanted the conversation. I said, well, can I record the conversation? They said, no. And I said, well, why can't I record a conversation if this conversation is biased and not to be in any way infringed on the actions? Why can't I record it? And then they went to a foreign dialect and they hung the phone up. Be aware of that scam. That is a scam that if they can get you to give their credit card information, they'll ask you for your credit card information, they'll ask you for very vital information regarding your last 4 digits. They'll make themselves sound 100% authentic. It is a new approach to a scam. And that scam they're running, it's kind of like, I hate to say it, but we got to go for my viewers out there that's old school, 3-card Molly. You're flipping the cards and boom, you got the legitimacy on one end, you got the fraud in the middle, and then you got the scammer on the left side. So now you're being multitude, and you're not watching. You're watching the person over here who's dealing the cards. But the scam and whatever reverse terms I use, the fraud and the scam is on your middle and your right. 3-card Molly. That is what this fraud is. It's basically making you seem something is legitimate and it's not. Take necessary steps. I don't want to see anyone, as again, my goal in America is to eliminate the fraud intents out here for many Americans not to be victimized. That is one of the frauds that's going on. The second fraud we have going on is a multitude of loan companies. There are some legitimate loan companies out here. First of all, if a company is legitimate, they can be Googled. Address, information, and yes, in this first grant company, they will give you second 200 block of Independence Boulevard. I meant to tell you that. I'm sorry. They will give you an address. That address is in Washington, D.C. But the truth to be told, it's fraudulent. The Treasury Department is not going to call you and tell you that you have money. If you don't get something in writing that's official, it's a scam. If you have no return phone number to call them back after you do your research, ask them, can you get on the phone with them with Better Business Bureau. The Better Business Bureau people will get on the phone with them. Now, sometimes they don't have the time to sit right there and get through, but you say, hey, I feel like this person's, you call your Better Business Bureau, you say, hey, I feel this person's trying to defraud me. May I have you on the phone with me? If that rep has the time, she will do her best to stay on it. There are some good people that work with you. I've talked with them. Try to do my best to give my seminars and things like that through them. So be aware of that scam. That's the grant scam right now. The loan scam. Same procedure, 3-card Molly, but how that is that they make you think you have a legitimate loan. Well, first of all, how do you have a legitimate, you've been approved for a loan, and they don't even have your social security number? You just don't pull you randomly and say, we just pulled you out the air. Now, don't get me wrong, social media, social outlets, yes, they can, because you put in for things. When you give your information, applying for these schools, applying for these different types of loans, apps and stuff, they sell your information to other companies. Because when you check a box there, that box says, I give permission to give my information to other servers. You have not been approved. Let me get that straight with you. Hear the words coming out of my mouth. You have not been approved. It is a fraud. The guy told me, I just said, hey, I want a $1,500 loan. I didn't have $110 to give. Trust me, it's a struggle. But so my other American brothers and sisters out here won't be victimized, and I am a part of working with the solution, not against it. I put my money up. $110 of money that I needed to pay bills with. But I just said, if I'm going to be part of investigating these things, I have to make hard sacrifice. Sent my money over to them. They said they're going to check just to see if the money was valid in my account, and they're going to give me, you know what they did? Took that money right off my card. Not one penny put back. Oh, we're going to put it on there in 30 minutes. Okay. I wish I would have videotaped that segment, because I sat for 30 minutes, and I was going to videotape it, but just unfortunately I had no Wi-Fi in the area I was at, so I couldn't really get into it. Okay, we're at the 28th minute, 29th, the 30th, 35 minutes, 40 minutes. I'm calling back. I'm calling back in the 30th minute. I call back the 40th minute. Still no response. I can't even get that person back on the phone. Oh, sir, we have no, and they tell me, oh, sir, we have no information that you put along in. Well, you had information. You took my card. Somebody took my card. Now, thank God it was a prepaid card. So I cut the card up, and I won't put 5 cents on it now. But it's a fraud. I investigate the facts, and I state the facts. Understand, people. There are great agencies out here, state, local, federal agencies that fight against this every day. There are insurance industries that fight against these type of frauds. So this is why you have to support your agencies and be involved with helping them. If America, we help the insurance industries, we help the federal, state, local authorities. Scams like this, in general, will not be a factor anymore. These people will be brought to justice, and they will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. I've made mistakes in my past, and every step I do, excuse me, every step that I do, I try to correct the things that I've done. It's hard at times to give you the point of views from this side of the fence, because it takes for a person like me to give you the direct facts. I've been on this side of the fence for years, going against the industry. Now I'm on the other side of the fence, working with them. I'm not from an informant basis, from an informational type of basis, meaning I'm giving you information. I have no reason to question the severity of the situation, because it is the fact that those companies are fraudulent. I allow my voice to be heard because I want you to receive the information that you're entitled to receive, not to be defrauded. I don't want to see another American defrauded because they didn't have the right information. I've heard that for years. Well, I didn't know this. My goal is to go to towns, counties, small rural areas, from the ghettos to Wall Street to the capitals, and promote fraud awareness from the views. I have nothing to gain but your respect. That is all I ask. I thank you for taking a chance against fraud. I'm Clarence Jackson. Have a blessed day.